Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Jane Lawrence and I come with a lot of juice. So apparently I had been going on and on about how to have the most orgasmic experiences of your life without taking into consideration or putting into account women who actually don't enjoy lovemaking. I swear. I almost lost a subscriber because my contents were not feeling inclusive of this very fact. That is a problem in reality, which is pain during intercourse. And it's an issue that can potentially ruin a good home or a good relationship. So on today's episode of Juiciness, I will be giving you 17 reasons you might not be enjoying sex. Number one, you are engaging in sexual activities before you adequately get aroused. See, foreplay gets you aroused for proper smooth entry or penetration. And if you aren't moist enough, it can cause pain because the coochie is dry. And this might lead to micro tearing when he is thrusting you. So preparing your mind and your body for sex can be crucial to actually enjoying it, and taking time to get aroused may also help prepare your body for sex. All right, so you need to understand that foreplay gets the blood flowing to the genitals, and it also helps with lubrication and the ability to climax during sexual activities. So engaging in more foreplay than the actual intercourse can actually help you have a less painful intercourse. Number two, it could be that you're not mentally or emotionally prepared to have sex. Look, as important as it is for your body to be ready for sex, your mind also needs to be ready too. So take for instance, if you come home from a long day of work feeling so tired, so upset, so anxious, overwhelmed, and your partner tries to make sexual advances or contact with you, you might most likely not be able to access your feeling or your desire or your pleasure easily. So it's important that when you want to have it, you're mentally and physically ready for it, or else it will feel like a chore and it will be very tiring for you. And also it will lead to you being dry, not being adequately wet, and that could lead to painful intercourse. Number three, you're dealing with anxiety about your body or appearance. See, sex can be an extremely vulnerable situation to find yourself in. So if you're not feeling comfortable in your own skin, you may find it more difficult to enjoy sex. Anxiety, believe me, is the enemy of desire and pleasure. So in order to experience sexual pleasure, we need to be present in the moment and with our bodies available, readily prepped up and ready for acceptance. Number four, you may not be enjoying sex because you're uncomfortable about, past sexual experiences. And if you don't feel safe, it can be tough for your body to relax. So whether you're dealing with a past sexual trauma or you're just worrying that your experience level is different from your partner's experiences, all of these feelings can, understandably creep up before, during, and or after sex, thereby making it really, really tough for you to find enjoyment in sexual experiences. So it's important for you to talk about your worries with your partner so that they understand why you act the way you do, and get a better understanding and perspective of ways to help you heal and trust the process. Okay, number five, you feel shame or stigma about your sexual needs or wants. Let's get it straight. Everyone has a sexual preference and kinks that they're shy to talk about with your spouses, especially reserved women. And this can be an impending thing in their sex lives, as they continue to bottle it up and not getting the sexual satisfaction and gratification that they need. Now, the truth is that sexuality exists on such a wide spectrum, and everyone has different wants, different needs and desires. Okay, so I'm back. I'm looking different. So I'm sorry about the light situation. It's always the case here in Nigeria. We have light situation, but I'm looking quite different now, I think so. My earring changed. Yeah, let's go on. So we're still talking about reasons why you could have like painful sexual experiences, and I think I am on number 5. Maybe one of the reasons why you have painful sexual experience is because you feel shame or stigma about your sexual need or want. And this can be an impending thing in their sex life as they continue to bottle it up and not getting that sexual satisfaction or gratification that they need. Now, the truth is that sexuality exists on such a wide spectrum, and everyone has different wants and needs and, desires. So I could understand that opening up about what you like and don't like can feel intimidating, even if you're with a long-term partner. And feeling like you cannot express your wants or needs can make sex less pleasurable for you. But why would you want to be with someone who you cannot share your kinks or your sexual preferences with? Help me make sense of it, because I don't understand. Don't be with a person that you cannot talk sex freely with. You cannot talk about your kinks with, because it makes things so much difficult in bed. Do you understand what I'm saying? Okay, number 6. It may be difficult for you to have sex or experience climax because you're on a medication that impacts on your libido or physical sensation during sex. So you may not know or even link your medication to your sex drive, but plenty of the over-counter prescription or medication can impact on your sex drive, including birth control, antidepressant, anti-anxiety medication, blood pressure medication, and even allergy medications can affect not only libido, but also the sexual experience in both men and women. And of course, antidepressants are notorious for this. They cause a decrease in sexual desire, and oftentimes they interfere with the ability for you to orgasm. So if you think, a new or existing medication is causing a dip in your libido or ability to orgasm, then you need to check with your doctor. Now, number 7 reason why you might be having some difficulty is that you're dealing with a medical condition that can make sex painful. There are several medical conditions that can contribute to painful sexual experiences or dryness or even irritation during or after sex, some of which can be skin conditions, autoimmune disorders, and pain conditions due to overgrowth of nerves. You could also have something called the endometriosis and vaginismus, which is an involuntary clenching of the vagina that develops in anticipation of any penetration. And this is usually very painful. It is painful upon penetration. The muscles of the coochie just clenches tightly, causing it to be hard to penetrate. So check with your doctor or check with your gynecologist if you suspect things like this is happening. It can actually be solved, all right? And number 8, you may be trying positions that are not comfortable for you, that makes you feel uncomfortable or that are painful. Sometimes we need to realize that pain or discomfort during sex or after sex isn't always due to chronic medical issues. Some positions may not be enjoyable to you. So if you have sought medical attention with no clear answers as to why you're having this painful sexual experiences, then try using different position, lubricants, all right? Or try talking to a pelvic floor physical therapist to help figure out what your body is trying to tell you. Do you understand what I mean? You need to understand that everyone is different, and what's comfortable and enjoyable for one person isn't necessarily pleasant for another person. We're all different, okay? So if I'm putting my legs up there and my head is touching the ground, or I don't know, if I'm in a contortion kind of position, you might not be feeling comfortable in that position, and that can even cause pain. Number 9 reason why I think that you're not enjoying sex is maybe because you are skimping on water. Maybe because you're skimping on water intake. Believe it or not, I think that being dehydrated can lower your libido and even make sex painful. If you're not drinking enough water, you might experience headache, you might experience fatigue and irritability, which can definitely hinder your ability to get in the mood. So the same way that your cells need water to remain adequately hydrated, dehydration can cause dry, irritated skin, potentially leading to pain and irritation down below. Of course, there is a link between dehydration and erectile dysfunction, and your body needs sufficient oxygen to help maintain an erection. So when you are not getting enough water, you might not get adequate blood flow throughout your body, which includes your sex organ. And remember that your body contains like about 70% or 60 to 70% water. Do you understand? Your body is made up of 60 to 70% water. So you know how important water is when it comes to your libido and the fluidity of your coochie, if you understand what I'm trying to say. Okay. And lastly, number 10, you're just not interested in sex, either at the moment or in a long run. All right. The truth is that not everyone is quite interested in having sex, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Some people are asexual, like they could actually stay for a very long time and not have sex. It's not a problem for them. And truth be told, if sex is not that interesting to you, you are not abnormal. All right, don't think you're abnormal. So if you would like to become more interested in sex and your sexuality, there are plenty of ways that you could spark curiosity, but it must come from your own desire and not someone else's expectations in order to be pleasurable. So I would stop here and hope that I made sense and you could figure out what makes sex not pleasurable for you, because it's a large spectrum of reasons why it could be painful for you. All right. Until I come your way, I catch you when I catch you. Do have a swell time and do know that I love you deeply. Mwah.